is 7:03 on this Wednesday, February 5th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's a rainy Wednesday, but going to be a wonderful day nevertheless, and we're glad to have you with us this morning. I can't say we're particularly pleased to have the rain, but we do have to have some, and we'll endure, and things are going to be better. But we're on the air for Cedarstone Bank of Lebanon, Mount Juliet Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better, and Bob McDonald is here this morning, live in studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Great to be with you.
Well, it is. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
We do fine over the phone, but when it's here and we're eyeball to eyeball, it's a little bit better.
Nothing like, I think the last time I was with you was 2 weeks ago. I had to join you by phone, and Robert was here last week, and I understand he was misbehaving again, but I appreciate you letting him come nonetheless.
Now, I believe Tina was here.
Was Tina here?
Week.
Okay.
Yes. It's been a while since I've seen Robert.
I knew they were both. That's right. Okay. I saw them through an email exchange.
I began to wonder, is Robert still around?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Not
sir.
really.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. At one point, Robert was going to do it, and then I think at the last minute, Tina said that she would do it. But they always enjoy it. Thank you for making us always feel welcome on Wednesday mornings.
You've already told us that you stayed up last night to watch the entire speech of President Trump.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I did it. Susan and I, we normally don't make it through those because it's well past our bedtime. And we also watched the entire Super Bowl Sunday, which is not like us. But so I don't know. I turned 59 last week. So I think as I get older, maybe I can stay up a little later. You think?
Well, it's all right with me.
But not. But I still got up at 3:30 this morning. Susan and I did. So this morning was a little tough.
Yeah.
Susan asked me this morning. She said, "Was it worth it staying up last night?" And I said, "Yeah, I think it was."
Well, you get your workout, and that's good. You're a young 59.
Well, thank you. And you're a young 63.
Yeah. I wish.
Yeah.
Have you heard that song? I wish I was 18 again.
Yeah. Well, I do know your age, and I'm not going to put it on the air, but you.
Everybody else does too.
But you're in.
Let's move on to something else.
You and Helen are both in incredible good health, and I'm happy for you both.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But any repercussions that you perceive from what the president had to say last night as far as our economy and even filtering down to banking would be concerned?
No, you and I have talked about that a lot, and I have to be careful with politics, but I can tell you that the policies that are going on right now from that White House is good for Cedarstone Bank. I mean, and that's a fact. They have lessened regulations. The economy is, when you hear about low unemployment, it's true. We see our customers experiencing that. When you hear about consumer confidence is up, that's true. Our customers see that. The stock market was up again, 500-plus points yesterday, Coleman, and we see our customers benefiting from that through their 401ks. You hear about the real estate market is doing well, and therefore home values are increasing. Our customers benefit from that. He's lessened the individual and the corporate tax rates. I mean, it saved Cedarstone Bank about $250,000 the first year that tax cut was put in place. So that's real money that allows us to have more capital, which allows us to loan more money out. And so those are facts, and those are real economic matters. So we're happy with the economic policies coming out of the White House and out of the Fed.
Well, you can get your loan at Cedarstone. You have money to lend, and that's a good thing.
We can. And before we wrap up with a little bit of bank information, let me tell you, I had I'm in the Lebanon Noon Rotary Club, and so we meet every Tuesday at noon at First Methodist Church, and I was in charge of the program yesterday. We all alternate each week as someone's in charge of getting a program, and so I had as my program Alexa Moscadelli. She serves on the board of the Fight Fessington House there on West Main, and they have exciting things going on. She brought 2 members of her board. All 3 of them spoke. They all 3 did a great job. They talked about the past of that house, the present and the future. And it was a very exciting presentation, and they've got a lot of exciting plans ahead. And I'm probably going to ask you to get her on here some more and be a great program for you, because that's a terrific asset that we have here in Lebanon, that they're doing a lot of good work to preserve that home.
Yeah, that's good idea. I'll
keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind. I will. I'll try to do more than that.
Okay.
I'll try to act on it.
And of course, she's such a class person, her and all of her family. But I just want to mention that for you, let you folks know that's going on. You can't. We talked about lending a moment ago. You can get your loan. We're doing loans of all kinds, Coleman. People are buying vehicles. People are buying homes. Businesses are buying equipment. Mm-hmm. Businesses are buying real estate to put their business in. People are getting home equity lines of credit to renovate their home if they don't want to buy a new one. Rates continue to be very low. So it's a very good time in the economy, and we're seeing that reflective in how people borrow money. But I will also say that people are being very prudent and very proper at how they borrow. We're not seeing people become overextended. Sometimes that happens in a good economy, right, Coleman? People get a little too anxious, and they want to go borrow a little too much money. We're not seeing that this time like we did in 07 and 08. So come see us, and we'll be delighted to talk to you about how we can help you.
And you can get started by opening up a free checking account. That's
it all
the way
starts.
To establish that relationship, and it's free in every sense of the word.
It's free in every sense of the word, and we've had some customers traveling abroad here recently, and they're using their Cedar Stone ATM card at ATMs around the world. That, too, is free.
All right. Bob, thanks so much for
Coleman.
being with us. We'll see you next time. Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon. Mount Juliet Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. About 10 and a half after the hour, Shelley Barnes is with us this morning. Shelley, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
It's good to see you
again.
It's
good to see you.
And you were here before me, had a little conversation with MJ, I guess.
Yes, we were talking about my new puppy.
Oh, okay. Well, what about him?
Well, he's a little beagle.
Okay, one.
Just one.
Well, just one. That's enough.
Just one. 2 kids, a puppy. We're good. Yeah, he's a little beagle named Copper Barnes, and he's super cute. He's going through that puppy chewing stage, so it's like having a newborn again.
Oh, Shelley Barnes is with the UT Extension Service, and you get to come here from time to time, as well as the others. I was wondering who to expect this morning.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Miss Ruth may have come the last time, but y'all kind of split it up. And
We
I guess,
do.
Does she schedule a year at a time?
She does.
So you know right now when you're coming the whole year.
Sure. I'll be back in the summer, and then in November I usually
so we
come.
get to see you 3 times in 2020.
Yeah.
All right. What have you been doing?
Well, doing a lot of things. I've been working a lot with my FC clubs, and today I've got something very exciting going on, working with Leadership Wilson, and I always offer the poverty simulation on their Community Services Day. And so for the listeners that don't know what that is, it's an interactive exercise that teaches people what it's like to live in poverty. And so it's really an interesting activity to do. You come into the room, you're given a scenario, a family situation, an identity, and then your charge is to live for 4 15-minute weeks in poverty. You're just trying to survive. And it takes a lot of volunteers. I've got like 25 volunteers coming today to help me do this program. So I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have these volunteers. So I wanted to say I've got plenty today, but if anybody's out there interested in volunteering for a program like this, given 2 or 3 hours of your time, love to have people call and get on the list.
Well, what does a volunteer do?
Yeah, so the volunteers come in. They don't have to bring anything. They come in about 15, 20 minutes early. They're assigned a station. So it might be like the electric company. It could be, we've got one kind of funny one, Big Dave's Pawn Shop. It could be that they're maybe in human services or, to help people get food stamps or other services that they need. Could be a school teacher. It's basically every station that is made up in life, so that somebody would have to go to pay bills or to help with their family. And so it takes about 20 some odd people to do this poverty simulation. And so you come in and you have your assigned station, you have a packet of instructions that tells you everything that you need to do. And then your role is to be whatever staffer you've been assigned during the simulation.
How many are you expecting from Leadership Wilson?
There's usually about 32 in the Leadership Wilson class.
So, and each one of them participates
They do.
with the different volunteers. And
Yeah.
You didn't think all this up.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. We purchased this several years ago, probably about 12 or so years ago from Massachusetts, the Community Action Agency. That is the organization that created the poverty simulation. And we got a pretty sizable grant, and that was a component of the grant. We were able to purchase that.
What has been, so you've been doing this for quite some time.
Sure,
Each
yeah.
Leadership,
Leadership Wilson.
This is one of their designated Wednesdays, I guess. Okay.
It is.
Well, what, I guess has it been an eye-opening thing? That's what I wanna
It
know.
always is. And of course, I'm, part of the best class ever, 2013. And I can say just from my own class experience, because it was kind of unique being in that class, going through the activity and facilitating that with them, but then being with them the rest of the time. Several of them at the end of Leadership Wilson said that was the most significant part, was that poverty simulation, because on Community Services Day, they go to lots of nonprofits in the county, and they learn how these nonprofits are helping families that might be struggling. And so, they might not know how. We have lots of nonprofits in Wilson County. We're very blessed to have so many different organizations helping families in lots of different avenues. But so they might not be aware of those. But then this kind of ties it all together and, explains why so many different ones are needed. And so I remember, I put Sean Smith on the spot here, but he's the owner of Jewelers here in Lebanon.
Yeah.
He said that was the most impactful part of Leadership Wilson, was the poverty simulation experience, knowing what it's like to live in the life of someone who's struggling. And, even if you're not in poverty, if you were flung into poverty, maybe you lose your job and you don't have money saved up. Like Bob was saying, sometimes the economy is good. We stretch ourselves too thin. If something happens and then we lose everything, would you know where to go to find resources? The average person's not going to know even where to start. And so that's kind of a little bit about what this is.
So this is an eye-opener in that direction as well.
It is. And then I know, too, because we do this not just with Leadership Wilson. We do it with school teachers. We do it with community organizations, volunteers, things like that. It just kind of reinforces the idea of, we need to work together as a community to help these people, and we need to help them find the resources that we have, because we have an abundance of resources. They might just not know where to go.
Shelley Barnes is here from the UT Extension Office. Time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns a vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. It is heavy out here as expected on 65 right now, with that push of traffic trying to get up from Franklin into Brentwood. It's also picked up the last few minutes on 40 here passing the airport. Dover Glen Edge of Lake, that's one of the latest wrecks in Antioch. Murfreesboro Pike and Briley Parkway, we saw that wreck just a few minutes ago. Heavy traffic 65 south there at Trinity Lane. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. Make that short drive to 5814 Nolensville Pike today. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny, and the next you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers. From wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
Coleman & Company. I'm going to do this on the air here because there's a sign up here right under the on-the-air light to the right of the clock that I look at constantly that says no alcoholic beverages allowed. And Shelley Barnes is my guest here. And just as the on-the-air light comes back on as the break-in, she says, asks this question about that sign. And what happened years ago, we had a live bluegrass show on Sunday night, and Mark Dyer was the host, and some of his friends like to imbibe a little bit, and they
that makes more sense.
Well, they brought some beer out here, and they left their cans around, and Susie found them on a Monday morning, and so she didn't
the sign was
tolerate
born.
that. So that's why that's right, and it just never has been taken down.
I understand
of course,
now.
that was a big hit thing for a while there. He had a lot of people out here, different people who were pretty famous in bluegrass. But as everything goes in time, it left. And Mark, of course, is now deceased, and we have Danny Frank doing the oldies on Sunday night.
Yeah.
But that's how that got to be, and I get asked that quite a bit.
We were talking about the signs.
You're probably the 21st person that's asked me that.
Well, I'm not alone then.
Yeah, we were talking about the sign because, I can't see too well out of one of my eyes. We're going to get that taken care of, too. All right, let's get back to our subject here.
Yeah, so we were talking about the poverty simulation. And so I don't know if you want to talk any more about that or if you have any other questions, but it's just a great activity.
It's something that you really feel good about.
I do.
And one reason you would feel good about it is the response that you get from those who do this.
Yeah.
And it no doubt it's got to be to some extent an eye opener, and especially for somebody who was who never really experienced poverty, doesn't know what it's like to wonder where the next house payment or rent payment's coming from, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it can evoke a lot of emotion, especially if someone grew up in poverty and, maybe has been able to get out of that type of lifestyle and, is I don't want to say doing better, but maybe more successful. It can be a little emotional having to go back to that place and kind of thinking about, where you came from and, some decisions that were made to go somewhere else. But then also if somebody never grew up in poverty, especially depending on their personality style. I know we've had, of course, in Leadership Wilson, you that first thing you do is you try to figure out what type of personality you have. And there's a blue personality, and those are kind of the touchy-feely, emotional type people, that have their heart on their sleeve and are worried about everybody. It's really hard for people like that who've never been in poverty but have that really loving heart because it's hard for them to understand that people have to live this way,
right?
And so what I like best, I guess, about the poverty simulation with Leadership Wilson is that it gives them a sense of this is the reason we need to, promote nonprofits. This is the reason we need to donate to nonprofits and help them fundraise so that they can continue the good work that they do. And the reason I like doing the poverty simulation with teachers and professionals and nonprofits and their volunteers is because it is a training tool. It helps people understand maybe where that child is. And, okay, they're here to learn in the school, but if I don't meet all of their needs first, they can't learn. If a child is sitting there hungry or worried about finances at home or worried about what mom and daddy are worried about, there's no way we can focus on that education.
Well, you make some really good points there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to have a good day.
I think so. It's always fun. We always have to put somebody in jail for, dealing some type of drugs or sugar packets. That's what we use for the drugs. But yeah, somebody always has to go to juvenile hall or jail or something because this Leadership Wilson group is pretty rowdy. Always.
You got a fun day.
I know. It's so exciting. Another thing that I want to talk about with you, Coleman, is an event coming up called the Preemie Quilt Workshop. This is an event kind of led by my FCE or home demonstration clubs. And the whole idea is for people to come out on February 28th to the Ag Center in the school exhibits building from 9 to 3 and learn how to create a preemie quilt. And the idea is for them to then enter this in the fair. So we're always thinking about the fair, right, in Wilson County.
Absolutely.
Always thinking about our premier event of the county. We are always trying to increase our competitive exhibits, and the preemie quilt is a competitive exhibit that we have at the fair. And so this is really an interesting exhibit because people they enter these, but they don't get them back because we donate those to neonatal units in Nashville. I think we've been donating them to hospitals in Nashville because that's typically where little babies that have problems need to go, to the larger hospitals. So it's just a fun day to learn
How many
how to do
do
that.
you normally get done?
At the workshop, I think last year we got 20 some odd done. Now, they can enter one, but they can donate as many as they want to. So I think we had 20 some odd done at the workshop. We had over 60 entered and donated at the fair. And so you think about, that's like 60 families that have been touched because of this, and it's not, this is a preemie quilt. It's not necessarily something to keep the baby warm because, with infants, we got to think about safe sleep. This is more of a keepsake for the family. Like, when that baby grows up and, can you imagine that you were this little?
Yeah.
And something that maybe that they can pass down that's handmade, to their family and to their kids if they decide to have kids. So it's a neat
Our
little
youngest
project.
was in that category.
Okay.
2 pounds, 9 ounces, I believe, when he was born, and got down, kind of shrunk down to 2.1.
Wow. Yeah. They always go down before they come up. Yeah. So I think it would be meaningful to the families, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
To think that somebody's thinking about your family and making you something handmade.
And no doubt a sense of satisfaction for those who do this.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And some of the, it can be men too, but mostly it's ladies that like to come and sew because you do need to know how to sew. We have all of the supplies, all the sewing machines and everything, but, it's kind of hard to teach somebody how to sew during the day. But, some of these ladies have had preemies themselves. And so it's something special kind of close to them that they like to do to make for someone else.
Well,
So,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Did you come up with it, didn't you? And you pretty much started this.
No, Virginia Jordan actually started the contest with the fair. Okay, so this was a contest that she began a long time ago.
Well, you jumped into it.
Yes, Penny West is one of my volunteers, and she's a local seamstress. And she and we're always talking about ideas and trying to increase our competitive exhibits at the fair and just do good. Just do good for the Wilson County. And I guess the entries got a little low, and we were trying to come up with a way to increase the entries. Okay. And so, what better way than just to have a little sewing bee and have people come and, you can sew at home, but it's just so much more fun to have a little party. We provide lunch, you get together, you think about the design with other people and kind of throw ideas around.
Yeah.
And then that satisfaction of, look what I did. It's just really fun to have a day dedicated to that. And we do that with some other workshops.
When is this
too.
going to be?
Okay, let me get my phone back up here. February 28th, and it's from 9 to 3 at the Ag Center in the school exhibits building. So if people want to come, we are serving lunch, so I kind of need to know who's coming. So you can call me at the office, and the number is 615-444-9584 and ask for Shelley, or you can just tell anybody that answers the phone. Everybody knows about it.
Is there any charge for lunch or no?
No, FCE, Wilson County FCE clubs provide the lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes. Anything else you want to change the subject, or you would just?
Well, we can just talk about extension if you want to, or we can talk about what's going on with you, Coleman.
No, I'm sitting here talking to you. let me say this. I don't know but somebody from the extension office, I think it's been coming just about since Coleman and Company started nearly 26 and a half years ago. And it's always nice to have y'all here on the first Wednesday of the month in this time slot. And there's been a bunch of people that have come out and been on the program in that length of time.
Yes. And I've been here for 14 of those years.
Really? Mm-hmm. You've been here for
a minute.
Over half of that
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure Connie Hamilton probably came before me. You know, she was the FCS agent before I was. So,
yeah, I can. In fact, I probably got the idea from something that was done years and years ago on WCOR AM 900 at the time, where we had a farm program every day at 12:15 after the noon news, and every Monday it was Mr. Arnett or even Mr. Jim Ward at one time. They would come and be on, and then after Mr. Arnett, I guess John Baker, whoever was next in line. But at some point, everything changed, and Coleman and Company began. And so I said, well, we need to feature the extension. So I'm glad we did that, and I'm glad that. By the way, your husband's Johnny. He did paid me a great compliment because he used to come here like you do.
He was our 4-H agent.
And he's in DeKalb County.
He is.
On the radio there, but he said he had to go in and just talk.
He does. He did it the other day, and I was thinking about that this morning. He said he wished he had a Coleman. Because you started him out. You kind of taught him what to do.
Well, tell him hello.
I will.
Well, thanks for being with us. Our time is up.
Okay. Thank you, Coleman.
Thank you. Shelley Barnes from the UT Extension Office. That's part one of Coleman and Company. Please keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And at 7:31, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have a complete inventory of weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. Red Max. Absolute Kubota and Rental, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still looking at heavy traffic flow right now here on 65 southbound coming past Long Hollow Pike as you work your way down through that part of Sumner County. It's a crash being cleared 1500 block at Antioch Pike. Murfreesboro Pike and Briley Parkway should be cleared in a few minutes. Looking good right now out of Dixon County on 40 eastbound up through Kingston Springs. Donut Distillery in East Nashville offers delicious mini donuts, signature donuts, famous whiskey glaze. Stop by Donut Distillery in East Nashville today, 311 Gallatin Avenue. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
This is Bob McDonough with Cedar Stone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedar Stone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't put off the things you should do today. Start a financial plan with Waypoint Financial Partners. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through AXA Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC, Waypoint, your future, your way.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
In your mid-state forecast, we'll have some on and off scattered showers this morning with the heaviest of the rain holding off until this evening and tonight. Temperatures today will top out in the upper 50s. For your Thursday, the majority of the heavy rain will move out, leaving just a few spotty showers. Highs on Thursday will climb into the mid-40s, so dress appropriately. We do look to dry out for Friday. Highs on Friday will top out near 50 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2. It is a Wednesday morning. We have Philip Evans here to talk about absolute run supply. We welcome you again. You're always here, and a good morning to you.
Morning, Coleman. How are you?
Oh, doing well. We've got rain falling, and I don't know. the thing I guess I like about hearing you talk and the way that you are able to adapt to whatever weather we have, whether it's hot or cold, whether it's rain or sun shining, you've got something for everybody there to rent, and you stay up to date, and you don't let the rain bother you. Not much anyway.
Like you say, we do a good job of diversifying, and there's different needs for different seasons, and wet or dry, and that type of stuff. I was thinking coming in this morning, it seems like just about every. I know we've had an excessive amount of rain this last year, but it seems like every Wednesday morning it's going to rain or it's been raining, one or the other. There's lots of times it's been wet on Wednesday mornings.
Well, let me do the most important thing, and that's tell everybody that your phone number is 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T. Now, you go to the website sometimes to see maybe if something is available, but you don't. You may get some ideas if you go to the website, but you got to use that phone number to make absolute sure it's available right now or when you want it, or put a reservation on it.
Exactly. You can't make a reservation from the website, and it's due to the fact that things are changing so quick. We have 4 computers up on the counter at any time. Somebody could be working, making or opening a contract at any time. So we do ask you to give us a call, and that gives us an opportunity to ask a few more questions to make sure that you've got the right piece of equipment for what you're needing and to get the job done efficiently.
Right. Philip's been doing this for 18 years now. Absolute Rental and Supply, located at 1325 West Main. You just completed 18 years. I guess you're starting.
We'll be this June will be 19 years. Mm-hmm. So we're 18 and a half plus. So anyway,
well, you've been doing a lot of things right, but I've always think that if somebody's able to stay in business that long, they're a valuable part of the community, because everybody that hangs a shingle up out here doesn't stay in business for 18 years.
Exactly. I really take pride in that we're a customer service business, and Mary Ash and I were talking outside there a minute ago, talking about how, you really have to have that mindset of you got to take care of that customer. These people are what makes our paychecks, what makes us grow, and you've got to be focused on that and keeping that in mind.
Well, you've proved that. One time you had a customer and couldn't leave to come out here and do your radio. You just let me do your commercial.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good and bad.
It wasn't exactly what you wanted, but the customer comes first.
It really does. It really does. Customer comes first, and we've talked about this many times that these aren't just customers. Matt and I both are Lebanon grown, and so these are friends and family and all that. So it's funny that all my new counter guys, everybody that comes up on the counter, they start off on the counter, and it's not 2 weeks. They say, everybody in town. Everybody went to school with you. All this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, I've been here all my life. So, exactly. So, and that's a great thing.
Sure,
it's a great thing, and I sure don't want to let anybody down or disappoint anybody.
Yep. Well, everything from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers.
That's right. Just give us a call. I did want to mention, we are going to be at the Home and Garden show this weekend, Wilson Bank and Trust at the fairground. So we'll have a booth there. Come by. We'll have a lot of new equipment displayed. So if you get a chance, come by and check us out.
I don't have the hours in front of it, but it's something like 4 to 8 or something
4
like that.
4 to 8, I believe, on Friday, and then 9 to 5 on Saturdays.
Yeah, pretty much all day on Saturday.
Exactly.
And you're going to be there for the duration.
We'll be there till the bell rings.
We got another minute or two. Anything that really popular or in demand right now?
Of course, we rent out a lot of pumps. I always think, okay, it's wet outside, so what's our wet weather applications and all that? It really slows down the dirt moving equipment, the skid steers and the excavators and all that. But, we have dehumidifiers, carpet fans. If you do get some water damage somewhere, we can, inside the house or underneath the house, you need to get some moisture out. We have dehumidifiers, of course, water pumps to move the water out. So, but, it's just a wide range of stuff. Right now, we're really focusing on just making sure we get everything ready for the season, ready for spring, ready for the rush to come. I do want to mention with all this warm weather, it's about time to start thinking about pre-emergence to keep that crabgrass under control. And so that may be moving a little early this year than normal. I always tell people Valentine's Day is when you need to start thinking about that, but you may want to start thinking about that a little earlier. It does not hurt to put it down a little early, but if you miss it, it does.
you got some problems.
Exactly. Once it germinates and starts to go, the crabgrass preventer won't work.
All right. Well, you got all the information about that. You even got some printed information,
exactly,
I believe, that you can give people too. So.
Yeah, we've got a little brochure. Kind of lays out a whole program. And so it really is beneficial.
All right. Philip Heatherly and all the folks at Absolute Rental and Supply, 1325 West Main. The phone number 615-443-RENT, and the website is www.absoluterental.com. Absoluterental.com. Yep. Philip, thanks a lot. Have a good week. See you next Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Right now we're about 21 minutes before the hour. Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash joins us this morning. And Mayor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
I want to talk about last night's television. Did you see the president?
I saw a large part of it.
I sat there and watched it all, and then I watched all the commentators I could after it was all over just to see what it was going to be like. And honestly, I thought he got maybe I didn't see anybody just tearing into him like sometimes the people have in the news media have been doing, some of them especially. And it was now, I'm not going to pick on anybody here. I think I didn't see this when it was live, but they showed it over and over. But the president, when he walked in, I joined. When I turned it on, he had probably been speaking 10 minutes, maybe. Mm-hmm. But anyway, when he had gone in, and it's traditional, I think, for the president to hand a copy of his speech to the Speaker of the House, which is Representative Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And so he handed that to her and turned real quick. She stuck her hand out to shake hands. He had already turned his back to her. Now, whether that was intentional or not, but I have an idea it might have been. But at the end, she is seen there on television tearing his speech into, and they really made a lot out of that.
And I think they should have. We've come to a point in our country where the Republicans and the Democrats not just disagree with each other, but has gotten to a childish place that needs to stop. Both sides tearing up the speech. Of course, it's never happened before, and that was just, as far as I'm concerned, way out of line. It's not
childish, really.
It's a very childish thing to do. If the president turned his back on her intentionally, that was out of line.
Yeah.
I've been in politics for about 25 years locally here, and most of the time, almost all of the time, you treat the opponent with respect. And we have lost that somewhere, and we need to get back to it. We don't have to agree with each other, and we can fight with each other, but there has to be a basic respect, I think, for each other.
Well said. I don't think there's any question, but what this impeachment thing is, he's going to be exonerated. There's more Republican senators than Democrats, and it's probably going to pretty much go on the party line. But I think after today, that's going to be over. I don't know what's going to be coming up next, but it'd be nice if we could just get back to running the country.
Start running the country. Nothing has happened. We only met for 20 minutes last night, so I've got a story I want to tell.
All right.
This was back when I was on the county commission. And Danny Gass was a friend of mine and a staunch Democrat and a liberal. And, of course, I'm a staunch Republican and conservative, but we got along just fine. But on the night of 9/11 was a commission meeting night. And I got to the courthouse early. Danny was already there standing upstairs just looking out the window. And I went over to talk to him, and he said, "Bernie," he said, this is a very sad day, and we're going to have to stop being Republicans and Democrats today and mourn what's happened so we can get back to our fighting later on.
Yeah.
And I absolutely agreed with him, and that's the way most local government acts. We have Republicans, Democrats, a little bit of everything, and most of the time there is that basic respect and desire to get the job done from whichever point of view you come from. So.
Well, you only met for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Not a lot went on. I'll try to stretch it out a little bit. The first thing we did was recognize lost my place here. Mr. Lakeman from Lebanon High School teaches criminal justice, and he brought his class in to job. It's a job shadow class. They pick out a job and focus on that job throughout the year. And he had a big class. Several people came last night and to sort of look and see how government was done. We kind of misled them last night by having such a quick meeting. I promised them if they'd come back, we'd probably fight a little bit more and try to liven it up for them. But I was happy to have them last night. One other thing we did, I guess most everybody in town, especially if you've been here, born and raised here like we were, know T.O. Craigwell.
Yeah.
T.O. is a fine man, and his wife, Doris. They were both there last night to be honored. T.O. has been the chairman of the Airport Commission for 27 years and has done a fantastic job. He's seen a lot of growth at the airport, and I really appreciate him. He recently had a heart attack. He's doing fine, had surgery, and he's doing fine. But he decided he was going to retire from not from the Airport Commission, but as chairman of the Airport Commission. So he stepped down and still on the Airport Commission as a member, and we're all happy about that. But he has done such a good job with that, with the airport. Ralph Malacote has been appointed to take his place. And Ralph has been around airplanes for a long time, recently retired from Wilson Bank, so Ralph will do a really good job. A little bit of history about T.O. T.O. was born and raised here in Lebanon, on the Cumberland River in the northern part of Wilson County. Graduated from Lebanon High School in 1958, went to Cumberland College. He's definitely a local boy.
Yeah.
And then went on to UT. A lot of people like that. He met his wife in pharmacy school. They married, came back to Lebanon. He began working at Bradshaw's drugstore. A lot of people remember where that was and how important it was in Lebanon at the time. He drank a lot of milkshakes there. But then he was on the city council from 78 to 85, and was a lifetime member of the Philadelphia Church of Christ. I can't imagine him singing, but it says he led the singing there. I would like to hear that sometime. He received his private pilot license in 1981, joined the Flying Club in 87, and was appointed to the Airport Commission in 1978. T.O. has done a great job. He has overseen many hangars being built out there, runway extensions, a lot of new buildings. He oversaw the new terminal that was dedicated in 2017, I believe. But congratulations, T.O. We're glad you're staying with us.
Right, and one other thing we could say about it, you've been a member of the Lebanon Kiwanis Club for a long time as well. Yeah. And he and I both graduated in that class of 58.
All right.
We used to play basketball in the physical education class, PE class.
Yeah.
He actually played basketball on the varsity team his last year. But anyway, yes, I've known him, and I'm glad he's staying on the commission. But it probably is time for him to step down as chairman. Yeah,
a lot of pressure on that. He loves it and does a great job, but it probably is time to step down, rest a little.
Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash is here. We're going to take a break and back for more in a moment here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And it's 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, give $50 off $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic still very busy out here as expected. 24 up by Harding Place, making your way in from Rutherford County. 3400 block at Lebanon Pike in Hermitage. That's a 2-car crash. 65 South near Metro Center there. Rosa Parks also clearing up that wreck. 1500 block at Antioch Pike that did have some minor injuries. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. It's worth that drive. 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
You see it in their smile, you read it in their reviews, and you hear it all over town. People love the way they're treated at Wilson County Motors. Honest, upfront pricing, top dollar on every trade, and one of the largest selections of new and pre-owned vehicles around. Wilson County Motors aims to exceed your expectations in every way possible. Get your Mitchell discount at Wilson County Motors in Lebanon, just 20 minutes east of the Nashville airport. WilsonCountyMotors.com.
Hey guys, it's Trent Perry, co-host of the Scoreboard Show, alongside John Boyce, Jeremiah Weiser, and Jonathan the Jet Thompson. For the first time ever, we will be expanding our show into the high school basketball season. Tune in every Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. to receive scores and to catch up with your Wilson County basketball coaches, including the coaches over at Cumberland University. The Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Designer Carpets, Absolute Kubota, K-Manor State Farm Insurance, Sheriff Robert Bryan, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Dickey's Barbecue, and Southeast Motorsports. I'm Trent Perry, and this is WANT 98.9.
Coleman and Company, we welcome you to our final segment here on a Wednesday morning. Wonderful Wednesday, in spite of the rain, I guess. A day is kind of what you make of it. Glass can be half empty, half full, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right.
Mayor Bernie Ash is here. We're gonna finish up about the city council meeting last night, I guess.
Yeah, we can do that. We did a few house cleaning things. We had purchased a couple of police cars and a vehicle for Public Works. So we got that done last night. The police department also, a few months back, we purchased body cams for the police officers, which was a good thing for those being arrested and for the police officer. It has saved us some money, I think. People want to dispute what happened in the incident, and many times the chief told me that all I had to do was let's look at the film, and they show the film, and the argument's over.
Body cameras don't lie.
Body cameras don't lie. So, but one of the problems we've had with it, if a lawyer or the press or somebody wants to see the footage off of a body camera, it has to be vetted. If there's any mention of a minor or a social security number or anything confidential, it has to be deleted before we can give it to them. Uh-huh. And we thought we used not part-time people, but people who had time to do some of that too, and it's got to be a burden. So we spent some money to get some software to help do that. Because if the body camera has 8 hours of tape on it, you have to look through 8 hours of tape to make sure there's nothing that needs to be dispersed out there. Mm-hmm. So we did that last night. We also agreed to approve some new hangars. Talking about the airport, we signed a lease agreement with Aeronautique, the purchase for phased construction of Southeast Airport properties. So our airport is such a big asset to the community, and over the last several years, it has grown by leaps and bounds. So we're real happy about that.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
I know you are aware of this, and I know I've talked to T.O. Craigwell about it a little bit too. But the right now we have the extension of I-40 up to Hartman Drive, but eventually it's going to come and go to intercept a portion of the runway there, and there's been some talk and hopefully that runway might be extended, but hopefully not shortened. And you are aware of this? Anything going on there now?
There's been some for several years. There's been talk of extending the runway over I-40. Now we found out that to do that, you can't just build a runway over I-40. You have to lower I-40. Mm-hmm. So as you can imagine, we're talking about millions upon millions of dollars to do that. The city can't do it.
Right.
And up to this point, the state has not shown much interest in doing it. Now, I know T.O. approached me a few months back. We have a new governor now. There might be some movement in that. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but people are out there talking to the new governor and hoping to get that done.
Boy, if that runway could be extended, it would be so great, really, and run interstate underneath there. And
it really would.
The airplanes are not going to need shorter space. The bigger the plane, the more it takes to take off and land.
That's right.
Take off, I guess.
Yeah, and we can accept some jets now, But if we could extend the runway, I think the one extended about 5,000 feet across the interstate. That would be very helpful to us. Now, one of the issues that we run into is that excuse me, the state tells us that Smyrna Airport is very close to us by air, and Nashville Airport is very close to us. Of course, they take all the bigger airplanes. So it's not to say that it won't happen, but we've got to overcome that obstacle, plus get a large sum of money from the state and maybe the federal government to get something like that done.
Well, I thought I'd throw that out for discussion here. We'll see what happens. But anything else from last night?
Let's see. We approved a public-private partnership between Creekside Village Highland Heights Church of Christ and the City of Lebanon for a global sewer solution to serve the new developments out that way. So a lot of development going on all over the city, but Highland Heights Church of Christ building a brand new building right across from the Floyd's Center and the Senior Center. So that's going to be a new addition out there. It's going to be a great building.
And so what was actually done for that?
We approved a development and a relocation project for the sewer. It's not very exciting stuff, but it's stuff that has to be done to get all these projects done. They'll tie in a sewer with Highland Heights Church of Christ. We'll make it available to all the other development out there also.
Okay, and we're talking about Coles Ferry Pike.
Coles Ferry Pike area.
Okay, all right.
So that's just more signs of new growth going on. We also we get this every so often. It's we signed a resolution in support of a THDA home grant application. Our new grant coordinator presented that to us, Anthony Tate, and so it looks like we'll have a pretty good shot at getting a good-sized grant for to refurbish some homes in Lebanon. So Anthony is working very hard and has brought in some small grants, but he's got some very large grants in the works that we hope to see for too long.
Something I could bring up here. I think you introduced this maybe at a work session the other night. It might have to do with some proposed legislation with the state. It has to do with municipalities. I suppose I know about all local governments, but municipalities in particular, about raising taxes and how much they could be raised at one time and so on. And you kind of threw this out, and I think most of the council was opposed to it.
Yes.
But talk about that a little bit if you would.
I could do that. A legislator in Nashville proposed a bill that would limit how cities and counties could raise taxes.
Okay, so this is all local government.
All local government. It would limit the increases to 5 cents per year without approval from the citizens, a vote. So if you wanted to raise it more than 5%, you would have to get the citizens to vote for it.
Do a referendum?
Do a referendum, And I like the idea, except for the part where the state tells the cities and the counties what they can do. Now, I brought up a resolution to support that legislation in Nashville. However, my primary purpose of doing it was to create conversation at City Council. If we did it on our own, I think I would be more in favor of it, or at least understand that we have to be more responsible. We can't just sit back and say we're never going to raise taxes, which a lot of politicians do. And it's a great. I would love to run on that if I could get away with it. Say we're never going to raise taxes again. That's just not a responsible way to do government. Occasionally, you have to raise taxes, and we have gone for over 20 years without a property tax increase. And actually, property taxes in 1992 were 78 cents. And they started decreasing and going down almost every year till they got down to 34 cents. Now, if you operate a business, you know that you can't decrease your revenue every year for 20 years and stay in business.
Right.
And I had a lot of complaints over the 25-cent property tax increase this year, and I don't blame you. I didn't like it either, but we got to the point where the growth demanded so much service, and our infrastructure, nothing had been done in several years, or hardly anything in several years. We've kind of had to rebuild the city, and we had to have a 25-cent tax increase. I'm sorry. I wish we didn't have to do it, but I've been a politician long enough to know you don't raise taxes and expect to get elected again. Well, I had to raise taxes, and I do expect to get elected again.
All right. We got a little over a minute here, and a caller wants to know about the Dairy Queen in Lebanon. When will it be built? Do you know? You've got an answer for that? I don't know what we're talking about here.
I'm not sure either. We have a Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
I pass by it every morning.
Maybe there's another one coming.
Yeah, I don't know about another one, but I do know about Popeyes. We're going to get a Popeyes.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to that in the next
Do you know the location? Proposed location?
Proposed location is next to Jack in the Box, where that car wash is.
Yeah.
I think the plans now, and plans changed, is tear it down and put the Jack in the Box, Popeyes up.
And that's at 231 South.
231 South.
On the left, I believe, as you go out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's
All
right.
right. Well, Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash, thanks for being with us. We appreciate you visit twice a month, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll be here.
All right. That's going to do it for Wednesday. Stay dry and stay safe. And join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. And until tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful day.